I'm good. It was good to get back on the grass with our guys today. Obviously we got a big game in Baltimore against a good football team that is 1-0 in the division and played really good in Cincinnati. And so, it's a tall task for us, but we're looking forward to it. I thought our guys came back out with a lot of energy, good practice, and could have good meetings tonight and get ready to do it again tomorrow.
Coach, they had 5 sacks, 4 interceptions. How impressive is that defense?
Very. It's one of the best defenses we'll play all year. They have front 7 as good as anybody. Mosley is playing as good as I've seen him play. Terrell Suggs looked like he's found the fountain of youth all over again. The 2 inside tackles are as good as there is in football. So the corners are good. The safeties are good. They have a really good football team. But, as I said every week, we're going to play teams that are kind of built that way. And that's the National Football League. So we're looking forward to going down and seeing and accompanying the challenge that's going to be laid before us.
When you see Suggs, you've been around it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's still doing it at this stage in his career, what does that say about him and how's he able to still do it?
Yeah, I think he's a guy that takes care of his body. I think he understands himself first and foremost. He loves football. He always has. My time around him, he was sensational that way. Loves to play the game. He's a team leader. And I think he's one of those guys that don't want to let his teammates down or the organization down. It's what he's built of. That's just who Terrell Suggs is.
What do you make of Flacco? You were there the first year when he won 13 games. And since he won a Super Bowl, he's like a 500 record. What do you make of that?
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That's what he is. He's a good player. He's been a good quarterback. He has that status in the National Football League because he has won a Super Bowl and he's won playoff games. So Joe knows how to play and he knows how to lead that team.
You mentioned the other day that that you weren't sure about Kenny Britt's status heading into this game in terms of his starting status. Does he have to show you something during the week to hang on to his starting job, or where does that stand?
No, we'll just go through the week. Again, all of our guys, there's some things that we want to see them do better, and we'll work through that this week and make decisions about where we are towards get closer to game time.
Do you expect Kevin Zeitler to be able to go on Sunday?
Yes, I do. Obviously Kevin had a procedure on his thumb. I think he'll be right back out here very quickly, hopefully tomorrow or Thursday, but I think Kevin will be up and ready to go.
Do you have to wear some cast or something?
He might have to wear some protective piece over his hand, but he's not going to miss any time. I do know that.
When you see a guy on the defensive side like Joe Schobert, who's switching positions and then kind of flying all over the field, just what did you think of what you saw him on Sunday?
I think he did a great job. I wish he would have got just another finger on that ball. But he's done an outstanding job. I saw it in training camp. I told you guys that before. He's not surprising to me. I think he fits the system that we're running on defense. And I think it's the right fit for him, and he's demonstrating that.
Is he still learning, though, at the same time in a new position? Because he was saying that he took responsibility for that first touchdown. He thought he dropped too deep on James's second touchdown. I guess it would be the second touchdown of the game. He thought he dropped too deep on the one that they kind of fit right in there.
No, I think there's some things he's still growing at, but he's been very productive, for our defense and leading our defense. Our middle linebacker is our quarterback, and he's done a great job of getting guys in the right play calls defensively for our defensive unit. So is he still growing? Yes. That means there's a lot of good football ahead for him, but he's done an outstanding job in my opinion.
Do you notice any difference with him? Is he faster since he's dropped that weight?
Oh yeah, to me he's much more faster. He's more fluid. He looks like a big time linebacker. And I think again, like I said, I think the sky's the limit for him if he can keep growing and keep getting better within this system.
In all seriousness about the Indians, 21 today.
Oh.
How exciting is that? And are you guys watching that and thinking we want some of this?
Oh, absolutely. I just said I'll take that. I'll take half of that right now. They've done an outstanding job, and my hat's off to them and everything they've done. They're on their way back again, and again they have great management. They've done a great job acquiring other players, and they're what it's all about. This city's rocking now. There's no question. We've had the Cavs, got the Indians. Come on, Browns, let's go.
Deshaun said he's a crack of dawn guy, that he's here at like 5 a.m. every day. Are you here when he gets here?
You better know I am. I can't let him beat me in the building. No, yeah, absolutely. He's here. Coach Lee's here. We're all here. We know exactly this is part of the process for him. I guarantee he wasn't a crack of dawn guy before, but that's changed. And he's a stay late at night guy too. So he's working at it. I mean, this young man is really, coming on. He's getting better. I see him getting better in a lot of different areas, and I think that's what you look for. Now he's got to go play good. He got to go play good and consistently week in and week out to give his team a chance to win.
Is that difficult for young guys, that you've worked with, that they're here that early, or is that a little bit earlier than?
No, not a little bit earlier than normal if you play for me. That's just part of it. This is your job. This is what you do. And there's a process to it, and we work through those things, and there's things we do early and there's things we do late. So that's just who he is. This is going to become who DeShone Kizer is, and he understands that. That's the commitment you have to make to this football team and this organization.
What time do you get in, or are you a sleep in the office guy?
No, I'm not a sleep in the office guy. I kind of duck out when I can. I don't need much sleep, to be very honest with you. I'm one of those kind of guys. But, again, whatever it takes. I mean, as I tell our staff and our players, there's no time. I do have a watch. I don't look at it very much because you can't. The time's now. Whatever it takes for us to get better, that's what we have to do.
Will you decide also as the week goes along who your backup quarterback will be this game?
Yes, I will. As we go through this week, we'll have a pretty good idea towards the end where we are.
Do you have any just kind of general message or advice for Kizer first road game?
They're coming. That's the biggest thing I can say to him. No, I mean, again, this young man is going into uncharted territory for him. And going into Baltimore and this stadium where it'd be loud, good defensive football team. Again, on the road, division game. I mean, there's a lot of subplots here. But the biggest one for him is preparing and being ready for whatever comes at him. My job is to create the environment for him along with Coach Lee and the rest of our offensive coaches. I think we'll do that. Then he's got to go do the work. If he's what I think he is, he'll rise up to the challenge and he'll play the way I know he can play. And I think his teammates will help him do that.
Joe's impending 10,000 snap streak, 4 more. Can you just address how remarkable that is?
He's amazing. You guys know how I feel about Joe Thomas. I mean, what he's done and how he's done it is remarkable to me. We're talking about a guy who's never missed a snap, and that's kind of unheard of. I see guys come out for things I go, whoa. Now it amazed me if anybody ever comes out of a game having been around Joe Thomas and seeing what he's done. So, and I think our players see that too, and I think a lot of that rubs off, in our locker room that here's a guy, you're talking about an Iron Man, that's a true Iron Man. That's truly what it's all about.
How differently or the same did you treat Flacco when he was a rookie and Sean is a rookie as far as getting ready to play week 1?
Joe probably wouldn't come in at 5. He probably fought me on that a little bit. But, Joe came in early, but not as early, and stayed later. They were just in different football teams at that time, different areas. I hate to compare guys, but again, they're different players, they're different people. Some people need certain things, some people don't, but Joe was really good, very bright, worked extremely hard. And like I said, we're talking about a guy who's won a Super Bowl. So, but he was a hard worker when he was with me.
Did all the things that you went through with Joe as a rookie prepare you for how to handle DeShone?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Even more so, just because watching Joe in this division, and playing against, just like you're saying, it was just the reverse. Okay, let's go play Pittsburgh. We played Pittsburgh twice, I think 3 times that first year, if I'm not mistaken, and having to go through that with him, and how difficult that was, but there was lessons in there that I'm sure he used later on to get to where he is today. So DeShone's going through that now. He played Pittsburgh last week. Here we go again on the road against Baltimore. That's not an easy task, The scheduling sure isn't nice to us, but that's okay, because the growth that he'll get out of these 2 games and growing as a football player, as a quarterback, as a leader of this football team, as a guy in the locker room, as a guy who's the face of this organization, this is what it's all about. This is how you build a quarterback.